about to record. Hurry up. Your topic is graph quad linear systems. Graph quad linear systems. Put the magnet so we don't have to let him back in, please.
Who's that?
Hector.
We don't really.
There's no more. You'll have to borrow. Graph quad linear systems. Actually, yeah.
No.
JD has to make sure I don't freeze today, okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Can I sit in the rolling chair?
No. Yeah.
I'm at my mom. You got it? Sierra.
Your essential question is how to graph a system of quadratic and linear functions. All right, we went over the types of solutions for a quadratic linear when we solve them by substitution algebraically. How many types of solutions do you have? There are 3. What are your 3 types? No solution, one solution, and explain to me how you're going to get infinitely many when you have a quadratic and a linear function. 2 solutions, thank you. There's no solution. There's one solution. And there's 2 solutions. No solution means you're going to have a quadratic and a linear, not touch. I'll zoom in now. One solution, you have a quadratic and a linear intersect. 2 solutions is a quadratic and a linear intersecting twice. Good? Blue and 1. Alright, here we go. What I want you to do first, I want you to identify what each function is. You have y equals x squared plus 4x plus 6 and y equals negative 2x minus 2. Identify what type of function you have. All I said was identify the type of function. I didn't say anything else. What kind of function is it? Which one's quadratic? The top one. The bottom one is what? Linear. So all I want to do is put a Q next to the first one and an L next to the second one. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to follow the steps of our homework. I'm going to write them with you. The first question in the homework says to check, I'm going to read it to you because y'all are special. It says solve for y is needed for the linear function. So in other words, your linear function should be in y equals mx plus b. So in other words, check for slope-intercept. Which one is the linear function? The bottom one. So I'm only looking, so I'm going to put an L here because it's referring to the L function, right? So when I look at the function, it's y equals negative 2x minus 2. Do I need to do anything to that function? No, it's done. So I don't need to do anything for letter A. So understand that letter A wants you to identify the linear function and determine if it's in slope-intercept form. Got it? Letter B says find the slope and the y-intercept of what? What do you think means slope and y-intercept? Which one? Your linear or your quadratic? Your quadratic has a slope. Your linear. So I'm going to put an L here because that's the only one I'm referring to as my linear function. So what is the slope of the linear function? Because it's y equals negative 2x minus 2, so it is negative 2 over 1. What is your y-intercept of the linear function? Negative 2, so ordered pair is what? 0, negative 2. Okay? Lock the door, please. Letter C. It says, what is the axis of symmetry? Right inside the door. What is the axis of symmetry? Which one refers to the axis of symmetry? The quadratic or the linear? Quadratic. So I'm going to put a Q on the outside of this question because I'm only going to refer to the quadratic function. So I know the quadratic function is y equals x squared plus 4x plus 6. How do I find the axis of symmetry? Negative b over 2a. Hey, I think we tested on this in Unit 2, yeah? Oh, yeah. I think it's on your final, too. All right, so what is your b? Positive 4. And what's your a? 1. So what do I get on the top when I multiply? Negative 4 over what? Positive 2, which is what? Negative 2. So my axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2, correct? We good? Wonderful. Letter D. Vertex. If you are lost in any of this right now, then you need to be where? In tutoring, because this is all what? It's all review. Vertex. How do I find the vertex? First of all, does that deal with the quadratic or the linear? It deals with the quadratic. I'm pretty much done with the linear for now. I plug in what? The x equals negative 2 into the function. So I'm going to go ahead and say that x equals negative 2. So I go and get y equals. Finish plugging it in. She's wearing my sunglasses. Alright, so we get y equals negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 plus 6. Morales, first with the worksheet. And then you're going to go to the main office. I should text her. Negative 2 squared is what? Positive 4. 4 times negative 2. Negative 8 plus 6. 4 minus 8. Negative 4 plus 6 is what? Positive 2. Ordered pair is what? Negative 2, 2. Good. All right, we're done here. Letter E. Letter E says to find the x-intercepts. And it says use factoring or quadratic formula. Okay. Which one requires that? Q or L? Q. Okay. What do you want to do? Okay, let's try to factor. Do it on the side over here. On top of my x is what number? And the bottom? And the two sides? Because it doesn't work. So we can't factor, we have to use what? Quadratic formula. Alright, quadratic formula, let's go. X equals negative b plus or minus radical b squared minus 4ac. All over what? 2a. Plug it in. Oh, before we do that, then let's go identify A, B, and C. What's your A up here? 1, B, and C. Good. Sounds like it. So what goes in the first parenthesis? It's 4. The next one. 4. The next one? 1. Then? On the bottom? Good. I'm going to write it over here because I'm not having a lot of room. We multiply. Negative times 4 is? Negative 4. Plus or minus radical. What is 4 squared? 16. Negative 4 times 1 times 6. Negative 24. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a negative because that is a negative 4. Do not forget that. Some of you did. 2 times 1 is? 2. We're going to go ahead and simplify inside the radical. So I go ahead and subtract 16 minus 24, which is what? Negative 8. Make sure that is a negative 8. Oh, this is why factoring didn't work, because it's a what inside? It's a negative. We have a kind of answer. We have a complex answer. Because it's going to have what letter or what number? It's going to have I. Because you break it up, square root of negative 1 and the square root of 8. We know the square root of negative 1 just becomes what? I. The square root of 8 becomes what? 4 and 2. 4 becomes what? 2 and 2. Circling what? Boxing. What is this answer going to say? X is equal to negative 4 plus or minus? 2i. Radical. All over. Good. Some of you look like you're lost. Yeah, the heart thing. The thing I don't have, yeah. And then divide by what?
Well, wait, on the quiz, you said you're not supposed to do decimal, right?
Correct. You can't have a decimal. Teach me how to plug it into the calculator right now with a negative.
You can't.
Wonderful, you can't.
But like, this is what I did. Like when I split it up, like
I'll show you. Ready? Here we go. We're going to divide by 2. We're going to go ahead and get x equals negative 2 plus or minus I radical 2. When I split it up into an x-intercept, watch the magic. You're only going to write negative 2 plus I radical 2 comma 0, negative 2 minus I radical 2 comma 0. Don't get yourself lost. He said, that's it, and you just explained to him what I did. I think he understood that part. He just thought that was too easy, which it is. Yeah. Not anything. Yes. Some things. Here we go, second page, because I am out of room. I need to finish up this problem. We're not done. We're going to go ahead and do letter F.
How are you on the back?
Because I freaking glued this thinking we were going to use it already.
We're going to go back to it, don't worry. Letter F. Letter F asks for the y-intercept. It says y-intercept and it also says 0, comma c, because I should know using which one has a c. Is that linear or quadratic? It is a quadratic. So I can plug in or I can just say 0, comma 6. I'll show you how to plug in because some of you are looking at me like I'm crazy. It doesn't shock me. F of 0 equals 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 6. Well, that's 0, there's just the 6. Yes. Yes. 2. If we get through my notes, you guys will have time. We good? Review? None of this is new. We spent like a month and a half on graphing. What did you say? It's hard?
But it was hard.
You didn't turn in your notebook into me last grading period, did you? I need to put it in the computer because right now you have to show me the grade when we're done. When we're done. Because right now it's a 0. Here we go. G. 1, 2, 3. And F go together. These go together. Understand? G says use, ready? Right? Without looking. Ready? Here we go. Use symmetry to fill in any other points or pick x values and plug into the equation. Test of points if needed. I'll explain that when I go to graph in a second, but not yet. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this is referencing the quadratic. So use symmetry to fill in any other points or pick x values and plug into the equation. Test a point if needed. Okay? Letter F. Letter F said, not F, oh my god, H. I didn't know my alphabet, guys. H, graph the function. In parentheses, it needs to say make a table if needed. Now, I'm going to tell you, when we graph the function, it should be actually function, sorry, S. It's both the quadratic and the linear. Now, we're not going to make a table for the linear function because I can just count lines of a run, right? I don't need to make a table there. The table's going to come in handy for the quadratic, and I'm going to show you that later. So a table might be needed for quadratic. And it doesn't mean a huge table, it just means maybe plug in one point. And then you go and use your symmetry to then graph the points. When do we use symmetry? All the time. What point do we graph when we always try to mirror it? Not the vertex. Vertex can't be mirrored. It's the only one that can't be mirrored. The y what? The y-intercept. Because the y-intercept's usually somewhere over here. We need to mirror it so we know what the picture looks like, right? So, letter I. Using the graph. what are the solutions to the system? Why are you talking? Check your answer. I like to remind my freshmen that the grades at the semester count. And the juniors and the sophomores can tell you if you do not, and the seniors can tell you if you do not have a passing grade, you get to take it again.
Yeah, me, math.
Ready? No. Don't forget, you need how many years of math to graduate? 3. Nope.
Oh my god.
When you take it again, the 1 year doesn't count. Even if you got credits, it doesn't count.
You had to be passing.
I did pass, I just didn't get like C's for college.
Everything is possible, but I'm not going to say that right now.
Good idea. Here we go. Let's graph. Go back to the graph. We're ready to graph, and then we'll go back to answering those questions. All right. So my suggestion is this: graph the quadratic first. So I would graph the quadratic first, and there's a reason why. So when I go to graph the quadratic, what point do you need to graph first? The what? The vertex. So what's the vertex? Negative 2, 2. So go ahead and graph negative 2, 2. Hopefully you know how that point is located. The vertex right here, negative 2, 2. We're graphing the quads. So I'm graphing the quadratic first. All right, if I graph that, I can't graph the x-intercepts because they're imaginary, so we're not going to worry about that unless I was on an imaginary x-axis, which I'm not. So then what am I going to graph? Quadratic has no slope, sir. The y-intercept, which is what? 0, 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And according to the other side, letter G says use symmetry to fill in any other points. So what other point should I probably graph? What other point should I graph? Negative 4, 6. Why negative 4, 6? Because it's symmetrical to what? The y-axis? The y-intercept? There's my axis of symmetry. All right, we good? Okay. I'm going to graph this very carefully. Notice at this point, I have to zoom in for you to see. This is not on the corner. Do you see that? Okay. All right, what do we graph next? The what? The linear. So how do I graph the line? Starting where? 0, negative 2. And it says my slope does what? Down 2 to the right 1. Now, this is why I say graph the quadratic first. I can keep counting my slope as far as I want in this direction, correct? But where is my quadratic located? Over here. What do I care about? What am I trying to find? Does it intersect? Right? So for me to find that out, I shouldn't be counting slope this way anymore. I should probably go which way? Up and over. Okay, so go ahead and do that. This should have curved faster. What? It's 2 solutions. This should have curved. Here. Should have curved a little bit faster. Sorry. There you go. Well, no, because I would have made straight lines. Okay. This is an orthograph. When I graph this, do you see your points of intersection? This marker's dying. What are those points of intersection? Negative 2, 2, and what? Negative 4, comma 6. Yes? Okay. This is why I said you had to be careful and for me to zoom in to notice that this isn't actually touching. Okay? You have to be very careful, which is why on one of them it said use test points. Do you remember where I said that? What that means is if I wanted a better picture of my graph, I could have plugged in -1 into the graph, right? I could plug it in for my quadratic, see what my decimal was, because it's probably something weird, and I could figure out where it's located in this picture. Do you understand? So if I were to plug in -1, that's what? 1 minus 4, -3 plus 6, it's +3. So it's actually right here. So I would just see where the graph is, which is better. Does that make sense? Okay. I didn't do that, but I should have, because it's a little bit hard. All right, so guess what? We have 2 points. What are we going to do with them? You got to go check them. Back to the other side. Let's go and check. I'm checking -2, 2 and -4, 6. Yes? Yeah. Okay, when I check, how many times am I plugging these in? Twice. Why twice? Because you have a linear and you have a quadratic. So which one do you want to do first? The quadratic? Okay. So let's do the quadratic, which is y equals x squared plus 4x plus 6. I'm going to do, each question individually. So when I go ahead and plug in, remember your y is how much now? 2 equals -2 squared plus 4 times -2 plus 6. What is -2 squared? It is 4. What is 4 times -2? -8 and then +6. What's 4 minus 8? -4 plus 6 is 2. Works so far. We're not done. That's only one part. Let's go do the other point in the same function. So for y, we're going to go ahead and plug in. 6 equals, what's your x? -4 squared plus 4 times -4, and then add the 6 at the end. So we have -4 squared, which is how much? It is 16. 4 times -4? -16, +6. The double negative, or the 16 minus 16, we know is just what? 0. So we get 6 equals. Wonderful. Does it work? So far, so good. But we're not done. We have to now check the linear function. So y equals -2x minus 2. So what is your y? It is 2 equals -2 times -2 minus 2. -2 and -2 is +4 minus 2 is 2. So far so good. We know that point does work. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little check there. I know it works. The next one, we're going to go ahead and plug in what number? 6 equals -2 times -4 minus 2. What's -2 times -4? 8 minus 2 is 6. It works. So then you're going to end your problem with a sentence that says what? -2, 2 and -4, 6 are the solutions. That was fun.
What was it?
I know. All right, so listen up. What's going to happen right now is this. Your job. I'm going to be done with this example because I want you to do number 1 together. What that means is you're going to work through number 1 kind of on your own, and you can ask people around you. You can ask me for help before you go home. You're only doing 2 questions tonight, 1 and 2. Do you understand? Okay. So you're going to clean up for me right now. You're going to go ahead and put the scissors away, the glue. Not everyone up.